Okay, I think we're on, but we will see if both he and I are able. Okay, we got lots and lots of bars on the Wi-Fi. Must be good. We got Frank coming on. Adding, 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 adding.
Hey, all right, finally. All you gotta do is reset your phone, huh?
I don't know. It's so weird. I had bars
You
before,
have to
but it's
reset,
true. It came up.
Fraser. You have to restart your phone once a week in order to keep it running decently. Because if you don't do that,
If you say so.
things get jammed up. It's basically like clearing the cache in the computer. If you restart it, you clear all the garbage out, and it works better.
Maybe that was it. There was something weird with the internet connection though. Like it said no internet connection even when I restarted it. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I go into Wi-Fi and it says, oh yeah, there's connection. But it was a weird thing. Like it shouldn't say that. I'm sitting on the router and I couldn't load a
Yeah,
page,
exactly.
right?
Mhm.
Until I actually.
Right. You have
So
to.
anyway, it might be one of those days with bugs. I'm not. I shouldn't be
And
speaking loud. There's
oh,
sleeping
okay.
people. I hope you can hear me though.
I can hear you fine. No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not the type to get your riled up, so I think you're okay.
No, whatever.
Oh,
I brought an
so
extra
you
pillow.
said
This is
you.
my sound. See, I'm in a sound barrier. I'm putting myself
Yeah.
there.
You're not at home, right? You're at your friend's house, right?
At a buddy's place. Yeah, and I was trying to go further away. I thought, oh, with a new phone, maybe I can go a little bit further away from the router. At
Yeah,
the
you
other end
could
of the house
actually.
where it's a bit quieter. But no,
Yeah. No,
still, I
really.
couldn't.
You're good.
My first try, it didn't seem to go at all. Well, maybe I can go back
Exactly.
there now.
Reset.
Maybe it's
Restart.
the
Yeah,
restart.
maybe you could check it because the restart makes your phone
Oh,
a little stronger with the signal.
let's
There's
see what I can
actually
actually.
um
I thought about
there's
replacing the router a bit too. Where can I put it?
there is an app called speedtest.net that you can check the
Yeah,
speed of your phone if you're interested in it.
of the yeah, I actually downloaded that exact same app. Currently, I have lights after.
It's by Ookla. It's probably one of the best speed tests I've ever had. Okay, the video. Bye, Frank.
Well, my thing came up. It said you lost internet connection totally. So I went back
Go
to this
back
end of the
to
house.
yeah, yeah. So you got. I kind of
I
figured that.
didn't know if it would reconnect. It said you've lost
Oh,
connection. So I
yeah,
hope
yeah. And then yeah, you walk back with. I don't know that you don't. He doesn't have a very strong router, does he?
I don't know. Or he's got big titanium
My
walls or
router,
something. I don't know.
lead line. My router, I can go. I have it in the front room. It works all the way out to my driveway, almost to the street, and to my
Hmm.
bedroom, and it's pretty strong, both
That's
ends.
it. Yeah, on the
It's a
farm, like my brother is setting up a thing, so we're trying to make these weather stations. Basically, it's like really simple kind of electronics. You get these electronics things, you put it together, and now it can send a Wi-Fi signal. It can measure temperature
yeah.
and soil humidity, these kind
Oh,
of things,
cool.
and send a signal. But to get that involved, he's got to have like a pretty strong Wi-Fi signal to get from the field to the house, right?
Right.
And so he's got this thing set up. He said good. He said he could probably get it 5 kilometers or something like that. Are you or a signal?
Whoa.
It might not have
I'm
been
happy with.
Wi-Fi. It was like he could. It's like that's awesome.
I'd
But
be happy with
you're not
50 feet.
streaming
That's
video.
it.
Hmm?
I'd be happy with 50 feet. That
Well,
five
that's it.
kilometers. Yeah.
But he's not streaming video from the field, right? He's
Yeah.
just
Right.
some bits and bytes as it were.
You don't need. Yeah. You need stronger, faster internet if you're gonna stream video.
Yeah, for sure.
But I
I
have a
know.
Verizon. I'm with Fios. I have a Verizon router with two little antennas on it, and I get pretty good coverage with it. pretty far.
Yeah. But you were saying
You get
about the
about 100
internet
feet.
speed, and it's a good idea. I think there's something to do, or there's an internet speed measure on my antivirus. I have like an antivirus on my phone, and then I think
Okay.
there's an internal one on the Google system now to test your wireless speed. But yeah, to
I don't know
kind of
about that.
when you say that, it's just to walk around the house and say and just map it out basically.
Yeah,
And
you
I
can
should
see
do
where
that
your signal is strongest. Yeah, and then see and go from there. Usually,
before starting a
you need
video.
at least yeah, right. I think you need at least 10 megabytes per second in order to get good video.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I need to know too. What's a good and I'll test it out. I'll do yeah, and it's a good idea because and like I kind of moved his router a bit, but I think oh no, I was looking at it, I'm like maybe you could plug that into the other end, but I don't think it's one of those ones. I think it's one of the ones you have to plug into the cable, not the telephone. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Looks
I
like
know what you mean.
this. Is it?
Is the router hardwired to the internet?
Can you
Okay, yeah,
see
I see.
this
That's a
thing?
very small router. That's the
It's
router, that little thing?
yeah.
That small thing is
No,
okay. You see? Okay, you got to
no,
see my router.
it's a normal size router. I just have giant hands. No, I'm just kidding.
That's that.
It's like super small.
I'm going to show you my
How
router.
is it
This
small?
is.
I don't know how to put it next to something. Yeah, it's small
I
like
don't know what
that.
you can. Can you see? This is my
That's a
router here. This
remote
is the
control.
Verizon. So this is like this is
Oh
my
yeah,
hand,
that's
and
about
this
the
is the
size of
router.
mine.
So it's big. So it's a big router, and
It
I want
is.
to show you the You see the antennas on the side here?
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's the
it
antenna.
looks
You
like
see mine? That's it.
yeah. So it's not only is a router,
Yeah,
it's a Wi-Fi thing too. Let me see. I want to show you. Let's see how big it is.
yeah. Because mine,
But it's not.
this one doesn't have the
It's not
antenna.
right. Some things. Sometimes you get Wi-Fi, you have the router, but no. You have a router that connects the
Hmm.
internet, but no Wi-Fi connected to it. So this thing is about 10 inches tall. So how much is that in centimeters? I don't know. What is 10 inches? Probably what?
Oh, 27 centimeters.
27 centimeters. Okay. It sounds better. Especially when you talk about penis size, centimeters sounds so much better.
So huge. That was gigantic.
Right? All right, we're not going to go into porn. We're going to keep it clean.
That's it. What would breast size be too? Maybe breast size would be the same thing. It's
Oh,
like
boy.
I'm a 643.
Yeah,
Double Z.
right? Double D. Double Z. Oh, my God. Now you're
I
talking
don't know.
about a hot air balloon. Like, D is big.
My goodness,
All
yeah.
right, let's keep it clean, Fraser. Keep it clean. So you
We're
said you were arguing with or talking with your friend about cars before?
well, I was getting into this thing about the loans, getting into the car that I had, and then or the car story that I was going through, but then
Yes.
talking about,
Yeah.
kind of what to do with an idle car, as it were. Like, what if I get to Montreal and I don't need a car all the time? I don't want a car parked. And basically, he has a car that's kind of parked. And so, kind of how to get out of it was there's this online thing now. It's Turo, Turo, and it's about
I haven't heard of it.
it's like Airbnb but for cars. So if you have a car that's just going to be
Oh,
sitting there,
it's like
you put
Carter.
it
Well,
online,
here we have.
but you
Yeah,
just
it's
let
like
yourself.
somewhat here. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
people borrow you for it. So
that thing.
they have
And
something
so
like
I
that
was
here.
saying like maybe we could put that up.
I
But then, and so for my car, but then we go on, I said, but what's really interesting about this is if you don't have a car and you just want to pick up a cool car for a weekend, and we got looking on and it was like, oh
yeah.
shoot, what was it? A Jaguar, and it was like $100 a day, right? So you for
Oh
$100, which is
God.
not cheap, but I could drive a Jaguar. I could never drive a
Oh,
Jaguar
but
for
you got a
$100.
Jaguar for $100. Yeah, right.
And then you're
Right.
talking about
We have
like a
something similar
BMW
here.
6 Series for like $130 a day. It's like, oh, I wouldn't
Wow.
mind. Or
Oh
no,
my
what was
God.
it?
I drove
60.
one. A friend
Anyways, there
of
was
a
a few
friend
that I didn't even. I'm like, whoa.
had
So that's why we're talking about
one of my
cars, like
friends.
these, like a Corvette too. Like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, right. One of my friends had a BMW 6 Series convertible, the coupe. Oh, I drove that. Oh my God. He had the 400 horsepower V8. Oh, what a car. I
just
love driving
pointless, I
that.
think. I'm sure I should.
Oh,
I'm sure I would just. I
the
need that kind of
power.
place because how would I ever access that unless I have a friend that's like super rich, right?
It
So,
hits 100 kilometers an hour in like 4.5 seconds.
oh God,
Yeah,
you get like G forces
it's
behind you. It
fast,
would be like,
right?
oh, that would be so funny.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Yeah, right. We have something similar here. It's a company. It's called Car to Go, and you basically go online, you
really?
rent the car with your credit card, and I don't know how you get the car, but it's little mini, no, not mini.
Smart, smart, yeah,
The smart Ford too.
yeah.
The little
We have that too. Yeah,
Matchbox cars. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if I could fit in one. I don't know if you'd be able to fit in one.
I've
You
heard
drive to
they're
the
not
passenger seat.
that like they're small, but they've just got there's no room, there's no trunk, there's no back seat.
Right,
It's
there's
just two
nothing. Right, there's
passengers and a
nothing.
motor.
It's just right.
So it's a matchbox. But I have a guy, well, a friend, and he's maybe no, he's probably 250, 275 maybe, and he has a smart car.
And he fits.
I laughed when I found that out. And then I got into it with him and he's like, "Oh." And it, you know, because it's so small, has nothing to it, the little engine actually picks it around fairly decently. I was like,
It's 100
"Okay."
horsepower, if that. It's 100 horsepower. I think it's 100 kilometers in like 10 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, you don't
100
get it.
kilometers an
You
hour in
don't.
10
Oh,
seconds. You don't
I would be. You wouldn't take it on the
like.
highway. I wouldn't take it
No, I
much more.
wouldn't. No, those kind of cars aren't allowed on the highway in America because
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah.
winds
Oh,
blow it around. It's too light. It's just it's
that's it. I remember I used to have a little Honda Civic, and man, you get on the highway sometimes, and the wind would blow that thing,
darty, right? It
and like
just
it would be like, whoa, holy shit, I felt small. Now in the Sonata, it's a mid-size. The wind will blow up, and I'm like, oh, okay. That little Civic was getting, and so I can imagine, yeah, a smart car get blown around because it turns just a little bit, and because the wheelbase is so
yeah,
short, it would just go
yeah, right. You
zoom.
feel like
Yeah.
I saw a Mini Cooper with 300 pound men getting into it, and they fit. They were about 6 feet tall. So Mini Cooper is it's a more normal size, but still small. I don't like small cars.
No.
I learned I learned to drive on a 1981 Chevy Caprice. This is the big rear-wheel drive monster,
Mm,
225 inches long, V6. It's pretty
yeah.
powerful. But I learned you have to learn on a big car because if you learn on a small car, you can't drive anything big. But if you learn a big car, you
Oh,
can drive something small. So I drove a monster basically. So basically, I can drive
yeah.
anything, and I prefer bigger cars.
And everything, and you get comfortable in that. Like then you feel
Yeah,
more
yeah.
safer. Like when you're the
Oh,
smallest
it's
one
half
on the road,
massive.
you feel vulnerable as the smallest one,
Yeah.
right? But as you get to,
My brother had a friend at work. This is funny. He had to get his car repaired, so he got a loaner car for a couple of days. It was a Honda Civic. I don't remember what year it was, but my brother gets in the car. He sits down and he says, the guy's name is Greg. He's like, Greg, I feel like my ass is dragging in the street. If I put my arm out the window, I'm gonna drag my fingers on the floor.
oh gosh, it's so
You
small.
get in the car and like everything looks so much bigger. You got that point of view from really low, so
Yeah,
everything looks huge.
it's
And I
true. Yeah.
swear, I have a theory that these small Japanese cars have a shrink ray, so when you get in, you actually shrink to fit in the car.
Oh,
It's like magic when you fit in these cars.
it's true. Like you say, he's like my big friend. He's getting in this car. I was like, that's not physically possible. Like I didn't take a tape
Right? Like
measure,
a
but
clown
if you
car.
do, you'll see
Yeah,
that
right.
he's smaller.
It's like a clown car.
You get smaller as you pass through the door.
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
It's
And
it's
I've
smart.
had dreams
It's smart.
where I I've had dreams where my car is no bigger than a Matchbox car. I open the door and try to get in. I can barely fit my big toe in the car. I've had weird dreams like that. I've also had dreams. I know where this is coming from too, where I'm getting in my car, I'm trying to drive, and I'm in the back seat, and I have the steering wheel and the pedals, but I'm driving from the back seat, and it's like I have no control over the car. So that's a sense of a loss of control. I have
Okay,
weird
okay, yeah.
dreams. No, but I love cars. They talk about cars. What's
Yeah,
going on?
that's it. Okay, I'm hearing
Are you
signs of
disturbing?
stirring. Maybe.
If you're disturbing anyone, we can go. I mean, we don't have to seek much truth tonight.
Just trying to hear what's going on. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Um,
If you're disturbing
yeah,
them, we
anyways.
can cut it. You
Pardon?
want to cut it? You want to cut it?
Mm,
If they're disturbing, are you disturbing them?
maybe. Maybe we should. Like I said, maybe I was taking a risk. Last time I talked to you here, it was like talking about something. They got a little bit heated, but I was talking to the next guy. I'm like, sorry about last night. He didn't, well, he didn't say anything. He's like a super nice guy, but it was like, just the way he looked, it was like, oh, I think maybe I disturbed your sleep for a while there. This is the weekend, but the little one is there
Yeah, I
too.
know it's Friday
Anyways,
night, but
yeah,
still.
maybe we'll cut it
Yeah,
short.
you want to let the kids sleep. Yeah, let the kids sleep. Yeah.
We're gonna sleep. But maybe we'll get a chance to do, I was gonna say morning.
If you want to do it tomorrow night, we can. Actually,
Like a
the
daytime
subject
one.
about Mormonism,
Well, that,
the subject of Mormonism and Jehovah's Witnesses intrigued me. You got to do a little studying on that. You have to see what they, because
yeah,
they're two
and
heretical
I know
Christian
that,
sects.
yeah, exactly. It's like what's, and there's gonna be Christian, well, again, those that you said that followed Jesus, but there's definitely gonna be ones that are, just to put it bluntly, are kind of doing it wrong. That have taken the message
Yeah.
but have gone the wrong way. Even if they're still saying Jesus every day, died on the cross, they've
Right,
somehow
but
done
that little
something.
bit, but that little bit of difference means the whole sect is incorrect and heretical. That
Kind
little
of that thing.
belief system. Yeah,
Even though they're saying Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, Jesus, but they're adding something to it like Mormonism or something like more recent. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
what your
We can
take
get
on
into
it
that.
would be
Yeah.
interesting. I should study a little bit more on it too, because I say that like because all you said was following Jesus. I'm like, wait, doesn't
It's an
anyways, there's
interesting
anyway,
subject.
there's some answer to that. I just don't see. Hmm? Pardon?
It's an interesting subject. It is. It's an interesting subject.
Yeah.
These sects.
Okay. Well, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
Well,
tomorrow
we
night.
can get into those definitely. Sure, sure, sure. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm glad we caught up to you eventually. It's like four
Well,
episodes we
I'm
did tonight.
sorry. I'm just. Yeah, we did. So add up the time.
So it's not even on my side. You're doing something on your side to make it like, oh, your Wi-Fi's out for oh, you should. No, you
No.
just want extra episodes. I'm
Shut
on
up.
to you now. I'm on
I
to you.
don't think you're right. I'm trying to stretch it out. No.
That's just
You
fine.
know
That's
I'm
fine.
not like.
A hundred
Oh
one
my
minute
god.
episodes. It's a good strategy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I don't. That's not wasn't my intention today. We did. I didn't. I had no intention of coming on this morning, so like, you kind of went live and I'm like, oh, let me see what Fraser's up to. I'd like to join you. When you do these surprise things,
That's true. There was two more. That's like six episodes today. Holy cow.
something like that.
All right. It'll
All
come on
right.
to the
Good night,
next.
Fraser. Yeah. So what time you
All
got
right.
in mind tomorrow afternoon? Just so I know.
Tomorrow, I'll try and hit it more on 11. Like tonight, I just got going. I'm like,
Oh, 11
frankly,
tomorrow
I'll
night.
just
Okay.
yeah, tomorrow night
All right,
we
11
can think
tomorrow
about
night
it.
then. Okay.
Yeah, we'll think about
All right.
11 at tomorrow
All
night.
right.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Right.
All right. Just received Fraser. Good
Did you cut out?
night
Oh,
to everybody.
finding nothing at all. That's good.
Oh,
All right.
all right. Good
Oh,
night,
you
Fraser.
frozen
Take
on me.
care, buddy. God bless.
Okay, take care. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, you too. All right, bye.